What's up guys, I'm Oopin Schnoop and chances are you've never been to my channel before, but in this video I survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. Also, I spent hours editing this video, so if you could please subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Day 0, I loaded into the brand new world and punched some sheep to death. I was gonna need their wool if I wanted to sleep through the night. I then explored a little. I found a ruined nether portal that I could just not find the chest at all. That's weird. I gave up and just went to land. I gathered some bamboo that I would use to make a farm later on. I also went and punched down my very first tree. I used the wood to make some tools. Just an axe and a pickaxe, but it won't be hard to get stone. I made a boat and started searching for a nice area to spend these 100 days. This could take a while. I killed some more animals for food. I'm pretty sure hunger goes by quicker in hardcore. Also, you may notice I have my Twitch labels on screen at the bottom. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure I fix it soon. I chopped down some more trees for more wood. If you didn't know, one tree is not enough to last 100 days. My hunger was getting low and night was coming. I knew I should probably find a place to settle down for the night. Lucky for me, I found this cave. Dangerous for hardcore, but I'm good at the game. I carved out a spot in the wall where I would put my bed and sleep for the night. Now it's the real day 1, according to the coordinates. I immediately went down the cave and started mining. I explored a lot of the mine shaft even though I shouldn't have. I went back up to my hole to make stone tools since I found iron. I spent most of the day just mining iron. I needed a lot for armor and stuff, but this is hardcore, so full iron wouldn't even do much against a creeper. Iron. Iron. More iron. I went back up to my hole and gathered all my stuff. I still needed to find a nice place to live. Throughout these 100 days, you may notice these weird graphic glitches in the grass. Pretty sure it has to do with my Optifine. I think I'm just gonna re-download it for 200 days. I was still searching for a nice spot when I spotted a village in the distance. I wasn't gonna go to it now. Night was coming and I still wanted to find a nice spot. I just put down my stuff and went to bed. Day 2, I started by chopping down trees in the surrounding area. I also started my hole that I would dig down to Y level -59 for strip mining. While doing that, I ended up finding the biggest vein of coal in my life. I mean, this thing was massive. I smelted all my iron and went to bed. Day 3, I started off with some terraforming. I wanted to get rid of these big ugly dirt hills to make room for some builds in the future. After doing that, I chopped down some more trees and began the outline of my house. I was trying to do this outdoor staircase to the second floor, but it was just not working. I knew my house would need more cobblestone, so I went mining. At night, I spent a lot of time trying to fix my shaders. They never worked in these 100 days, which is also another reason why I want to re-download my Optifine. Day 4 started with a creeper putting an ugly hole in my land. I was very annoyed. I plugged it up, planted my bamboo, and decided to go mining. While I was mining, one of the craziest things that has ever happened to me in all my years of Minecraft happened. I dug into the Stronghold. I was so shocked when this happened, I had to unmute my mic during recording and say something about it. No, okay. You know what? No. Stop everything. There's no actual way. I didn't know what to do, so I just stole a bunch of bookshelves from the library. I looked for the portal, but after a while I just gave up. After all, I had all the time I needed to find it. When I came up, the sun was rising, so it was now day 5, which I started off by making the rest of my iron armor. After that, I made bookshelves. Upstairs is going to be the enchanting room, and now since I have the stronghold with a library, I don't have to farm cows or sugarcane. After that, I decided to chop down trees for pretty much the rest of the day. Day 6 started with some more terraforming. I would need this space for farms later on. After doing that, I just made a sugarcane farm. Not sure what I would use it for since I already had all the bookshelves I need, but it's still just nice to have. Day 7, I started by doing some mining. I still had to dig down to diamond level. After that, I tried to fix my shaders, again with no luck. While editing, I saw my day count was actually on day 9. Not sure how this happened, but I'll try not to let it happen again. Day 10, I was going to go down this cave, but then decided not to because there was a not-so-friendly skeleton. So I instead just cut down some trees and started the roof of my house. My roofs aren't really fancy. Basically just a triangle on the top of it. Day 11, more terraforming. This proves useful later on, you just have to trust me. I finished up the terraforming when now I had a nice big chunk of land next to my house. My very unfinished house. I will add more onto it later. I did more terraforming the rest of the day. Day 12 started with me taking out some trespassers. I had a shield. It really wasn't that hard. I got Bad Omen too, but this is hardcore, so I know that that's still really difficult. After that, I finally decided to start my wheat farm. Took me long enough. I headed over to that village I spotted a few days ago. Immediately stole all their crops and good loot. I stood on top of a house and tried to see if I can spot anything interesting. I spotted a dark oak forest. That is actually going to be very useful later on. Day 13, I expanded the wheat farm. I got a lot of seeds from the village. I also did some more terraforming. Kind of became a hobby of mine. I also finished digging out the cow pit. This is where I would keep all my cows and where I would get all my food. I was exploring the stronghold some more when I finally found the portal. Sadly, it only had one eye in it. When I got back up, it was night, so I just went straight to bed. Day 14 started out with me crafting a lodestone. They're so cheap now. I then decided to do yet again more terraforming. Then at night, I finished the sugarcane farm. Day 15, I went mining. I thought it was about time I got some diamonds. And that's exactly what I did. I got 5 of them. The perfect amount for a pickaxe and an enchanting table. I went up and made the pickaxe. Now I had to find a lava pool to get some obsidian from. I'm saving the other 2 for an enchanting table. I need to get Fortune 3 on this pick as soon as possible. I spent the rest of the day trying to get 2 cows back to my base for breeding. I was running low on food. Not gonna lie, this is probably the most dangerous thing I've done in these whole 100 days. Day 16, I went out looking for a lava pool so I can get all the obsidian I needed. I found a new village and immediately stole everything valuable they had. I finally found a lava pool. I needed 14 obsidian, 4 for an enchant table, and 10 for a portal. The sun was already setting, so I just headed home after I got all the obsidian I needed. Instead of sleeping, I just mined all night, and by the time I got up, it was already day 17. Day 17 started with me back in the mine. I still had to get down to Y level -59 for strip mining. I made it down and started to carve out my strip mine room. This is the room where I will be doing all my strip mining and getting all my diamonds. I then made one of the most useful things for a mine. Stairs. Day 18, I started construction on an auto fisher that never ended up working. I wasted the whole day trying to fix it with no success. I wanted to explore that humongous cave next to my house, so that's exactly what I did. There's a big mine shaft down here, so I'm hoping to find some pretty good loot. Diamonds, zombies, more diamonds, more diamonds. Yeah, the mine was pretty good, so after getting all that, I just went up and bred the cows. Day 19, I started by taking down the auto fisher. I'm sure I did something wrong and that there's a way to make it work, but I'm too lazy and I just don't really care. I smelted the large amount of iron I got from that cave, and then I just went strip mining. I didn't find much. It was pretty unsuccessful. I just went back in that cave. There was still a lot more to explore. Diamonds. More diamonds. Diamonds! I found a zombie spawner I would later turn into an XP farm. Once again, diamonds. Day 20, I bred the cows. I also crafted an anvil. They're very useful, but very, very expensive. I also started to make walls for my base. Hopefully this would help keep mobs out at night. I spent pretty much the rest of the day just wall placing and terraforming. Day 21 was a lot more wall placing and terraforming. I needed to make my base safe. Then at night I made my first diamond sword. Day 22 I went exploring. I wanted to check out that mangrove swamp near my house. I didn't find much, so I just killed an albino frog. I'm not sure if they're rare, but I killed it. After that I just wandered around for a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for. At the end of the day I added a little balcony onto my house. It would never be used for anything besides looks. Day 23 started with me going to the Nether for the first time. I wanted to get XP from mining quartz so I could enchant my pickaxe. My spawn was pretty basic. I just built a little cobblestone hut to protect my portal. I was only there to mine quartz. I didn't really do much else besides that. I guess I did fight a ghast and get the new music disc. I've already heard it. It's not that bad. I also ended up getting a second one. And third. I got home and enchanted my pickaxe with efficiency 4. Day 24, I'm back in the Nether. I still had a lot more enchanting to do. I enchanted another pick with just efficiency 4. I need fortune. I just did some more farming. I'll probably be back in the Nether soon, though. See? What did I say? Back in the Nether. Round 3 and... God damn it. Day 25, I went straight back to the Nether. I found a happy ghast. I don't know much about him, but could be fun. Shortly after that, I found another one. I was about to mine some more quartz when I spotted a fortress. Wasn't going to explore it now, though. I needed to wait until I got at least a little bit of diamond armor. Round 4, and... Silk Touch. Ugh. Whatever. I'll keep it. It's still a good pick. And looting 3 on a sword, I'll happily take that. Back in the Nether for more XP. And round 5, Fortune 2. We're halfway there. Day 26 started with a short strip mining trip, and then I went back to the Nether. Round 6, here we go. It's not bad. I decided that instead of mining quartz, I would turn that zombie spawner I found into an XP farm. This is one of the very, very few things that I know how to do, and I don't need a tutorial for. While making the farm, I found diamonds, but then almost died trying to get them. Still building the farm, day 27. I just need to get some soul sand for it to work. I finished the farm and started AFKing. I would now spend multiple days down here, just AFKing for XP. The farm actually works really well. I'm happy with how it turned out. Round 7. Perfect. Turns out I lost another day. It was probably while I was down working on the farm. Anyway, it's day 29 now. I just AFK'd for pretty much the whole day. I got a sweeping edge sword at the end of the day, though. That was nice. After that, I just went back down and AFK'd. I AFK'd for a while and came up on the night of day 31. Day 32, I went back to AFKing. This is something I do a lot on these middle days. I AFK'd all day. Day 33 started with me getting the perfect pickaxe. I also got a really nice sword. I spent pretty much all my levels combining the pickaxe. I also combined the swords. The sword only has sharpness 4, but I can always upgrade that later. I was in the Stronghold when I found a slime chunk. I never turned this into a farm in the 100 days. I don't even think I used slimes in the 100 days. After that, I just did some strip mining with my new pickaxe. Diamonds! It was now day 35. I think I lost a day in the mines. Anyway, I'm just going to go back and strip mine. Diamonds! I mined 6 and got 17. This is why I love fortune. More diamonds! And with that, I can now make a full set of diamond armor. This would mean more AFKing to enchant it all. Although I did get protection 4 on my boots. Day, I'm not entirely sure because I AFK'd a long time and I haven't checked the footage yet. Day, what I assume is 37, I started to dig out a little room in the mountain to put villagers in. I also started a sheep farm so I can get beds for them. I also started a potato farm so I could breed them. I got a lot from the zombie farm. Day 38 started with me planting more potatoes and setting up rails so I can get the villagers over here. I needed more, so I went down to the mine shaft to steal some. I also found diamonds. I killed an enderman that didn't even hit me once, and he dropped 4 pearls. I also got those diamonds that I almost died getting. More diamonds! When I came up, I had to deal with some trespassers. He dropped bad omen 4. Yikes. Day 39 started with me placing more rails. I'll probably need more than this since the village is far, but anything helps. I just decided I would bring them over by boat and then place them in the cart next to shore. Instead of doing that, I AFK'd. Day 41, I think, I enchanted a really nice diamond helmet. I also went over to get the first villager I would bring to my base. I didn't think it would be that hard. And it wasn't. I got a guy, but I did not know how hard it would be to get him in the cart. It wasn't that hard. I just pushed them in. Day 42, I went over to get more villagers. By the end of the day, I was able to get quite a few guys. Also got my first Fletcher and made a few emeralds. Day 43, I got my second one. More AFKing. When will I stop? Who knows. I finally checked my cords and found out that I lost 2 days and that it was actually day 45. Whoopsies! Yeah, AFKing is where I lost most of my days. I was never good at checking my cords. While the sun was rising day 46, I was never so fast to enchant a diamond chestplate in my life. I chopped down some trees and then got another Fletcher. After that, I just went back to AFKing. I'll never stop. I came up and enchanted a helmet with protection 3. I also got a really nice enchant on some leggings. Also, if you've noticed that my stone cutter is green, that's another weird Optifine texture bug. I actually have fixed it now, but it's not fixed in these 100 days. I chopped down trees for the rest of the day. I should probably go to the fortress soon now that I'm full diamond. Day 48. I lost another day. I have a problem AFKing. Anyways, I fed the villagers so they can breed and went AFKing again. When I got up, I enchanted a diamond shovel with efficiency 4. Then I put depth strider on another pair of boots. I got another villager in a stand. I'm gonna try and make this guy sell me mending. I spent pretty much the rest of the day refreshing his trades until he gave me what I want. I was finally able to do it day 49 for the very high price of 34 emeralds. I immediately put it on my pickaxe to make it officially perfect. I decided today was the day to go to the Nether Fortress. This was basically the last thing I needed to do before I could beat the game. I dug into the fortress and was immediately met with a blaze. I was able to kill him. It's easy with a shield. He dropped 2 rods. I was trying to get some nether wart when I was jumped by a wither skeleton. I have no intention of fighting the weather these 100 days, but probably in 200. I found a blaze spawner and knew I had to put some safety on it. These things are dangerous in hardcore. I grinded blazes for a bit. Nearly died, but it was worth it. I came home with 24 blaze rods. I never went back these 100 days. Now it's day 51, since when I came back it was the night of day 50, so I just slept and I didn't want to put it in the script. Anyway, I added 4 eyes to the portal. I was trying to get another Fletcher when 2 villagers escaped. It took me a while to get them back in, but it all worked out. I just went AFKing again. I came up day 52 and took out some raiders. I got another Bad Omen 4 bottle. I also enchanted an axe for efficiency 4 and silk touch. I wanted to get another Fletcher. It's just free money. Day 53, I went down to do some more AFKing. Don't worry, I stopped soon. Maybe. I think. The sun was rising when I came up, so it was now day 54. Probably. I'm not sure how long I was down there. Unbreaking 3 book, amazing axe, and sleepy time. Day 55 started with me trying to get another villager. I needed a cleric to sell my rotten flesh to. I bought another mending book and put it on my chestplate. I also realized I should probably finish my walls. Probably wasn't helping that they weren't finished. While wall placing, I realized I lost another day AFKing and it was actually day 56. I finished the wall. I'll probably make it another block taller though. That's exactly what I did day 57. I also killed another enderman. He only dropped 1 pearl though. I also decided to go back to that dark oak forest I found a few days ago. I just wanted to get a little bit for new doors. I spent the rest of the day trying to find a trident. I had to get one before I went to the end. I spent a lot of time out there. I found a mushroom biome at night though. It turned day 58 while I was on the island. I also spotted one of those ocean city things, but I wasn't prepared to take one on at the moment. I found a trident guy and I hoped to get lucky on my first time. And guess what? I did. Now that I had a trident, I just went home. I didn't really need anything else from the ocean. On the way home, however, I decided to do my first buried treasure map. I'm surprised it took this long. Loot wasn't anything special. I only really wanted the heart of the sea. When I got home, I put on the new doors. I made a nether lodestone compass and went to AFK. So for this trident, I want to get Riptide 3. I wanted Riptide because I thought of a way I can use that against the Ender Dragon. For some reason, I recorded this random little moment of me doing this. I guess I'll just say I will get a channeling trident in the future. And also, subscribe, because I don't know what else I would say here. Just subscribe, it's cool. I spent a lot of time AFKing, and now it's day 61. Day 61, I just did a lot of enchanting. I got a Feather Falling 4 book. This would make my boots perfect. I did some trading, got levels, put Riptide 3 on my Trident, and I also put Mending on my Trident. All I would really need on the Trident is Mending and Riptide, since I wouldn't really need anything else. I guess I could put Unbreaking 3. I renamed the Trident Water Power since Aquaman is overused, and renamed my boots with the Fur. I combined my bows and got a Power 5 bow. That's all I really needed for the dragon fight. Sadly, the cleric did not sell me ender pearls. Whatever. There's a biome in the nether that gives me pearls for cheaper. I just went back to AFKing to mend my trident. I came up while the sun was rising, day 62. I enchanted a shovel and got fortune 3 on it. I usually try to get silk touch, but I can always change that later. Is this what they mean by get rich quick? I also renamed it to Shavil. Not much different, but trust me, it's unique. I spent the next few days preparing for the dragon fight. I started by buying arrows. I made some glass for bottles. It's just so much easier with potions. I had a ton of gas tears from the nether, so I made regeneration potions. Then I made probably the second most important potion for this fight, Strength 2. I need to stay up for a few days though so I can get phantoms for slow falling potions. Fall damage is my most likely way to die in this fight. Day 63, I added one more pearl. I don't show it much in the video, but I have cut down a lot of trees. How else do you think I got all the emeralds? I spent pretty much all day just chopping down trees and selling sticks. Whenever it turns dark, I usually just sit in my house at night. I don't know what to do. Day 64 started with me trying to get another librarian villager. I wanted to get a guy that would sell me sharpness 4 since my sword only had sharpness 4 and my axe has none. I spent basically the whole day breaking and placing down his lectern until he gave me sharpness. He accidentally got out, but I was able to get him back in at the end of the day. Day 65, I finally changed to my regular skin instead of the Jack Black Steve from the Minecraft movie. Still trying to get the sharpness villager though. I finally got him to sell me sharpness 4. I needed to get 3 so I can put 1 on my sword and 2 on my axe. I started by putting sharp 5 on the axe. I also renamed it the Snoop axe. I also upgraded my sword to sharpness 5. Day 66, I went mining. Diamonds. More diamonds. I found a cave that I would spend a little while exploring. More diamonds. More diamonds. Still in the cave, days 6-7. Such a tough number, right, Mason? Diamonds. More diamonds. I went up. Day 68, I decided it was about time I got some netherite. This means I had to find a bastion for the template. But first I fought some endermen. I almost died despite having full diamond. This is embarrassing. I finally found one that was pretty close to the fortress. I had to be cautious. I'm bad at bastions even without hardcore. I used to be terrified of piglin brutes. After this, they just seemed kinda pathetic. I got some great loot from the first 2 chests. Soul Speed 3 book is amazing, but no smithing template. I searched 2 more chests, again with no luck. Still great loot though. I was searching for more chests. I still had to be careful. I could easily die in here. And I almost did. This is the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. I was pretty shook enough from that, so my new goal was to find the template and get out. And there we go. 5th time's the charm. I don't feel like looting anything else. Possibly in 200 days though. I was happy to be out of the nether day 69. I added the soul speed book on my boots. Besides upgrading to netherite, I don't think they can get any better. I finished the end portal, though I did not feel like I was ready to go in. Soon though. I duplicated the template as much as I could. I did not want to have to go back and find another one. Day 70, I started a netherite farm. I wasn't going to get full netherite before the fight, just a little bit though. Oh, hey, I found some. When I came up, I had enough for 2 ingots. I upgraded the items that I think would help me the most for the dragon fight. My chest plate and my sword. I wasn't ready for the dragon fight yet though. I still had to get phantom membrane. Soon though. Very soon. I just waited around for night. I think phantoms should spawn now. Late into the night, phantoms finally spawned. Took them long enough. Day 71, I finally had everything I needed to make the daring journey to the end portal. Okay, it didn't take that long. Honestly, the dragon fight is pretty easy. I don't know why I was afraid. I jumped in and started making my way up to where the dragon was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was all of them, so I started to shoot at the dragon with my very questionable aim. The dragon perched, so I drank some potion and started whacking. Yeah, I'm the greatest player this game's ever seen. The dragon launched me pretty high. Lucky for me, I'm the greatest player this game's ever seen. The dragon wasn't putting on much of a fight, but to be fair, neither was I. That's on Twizzy. I was level 6-7. Such a tough number. Yeah, I wasted all of it when I got home. Time to watch the credits roll. No one has time for that. I spent a lot of arrows trying to get infinity on my bow. I only had 9 arrows after the fight. My accuracy can't be trusted. There goes the arrow problem. I renamed my chestplate to an amazing piece of real-life clothing. You can probably tell what my music taste is based off this video. Day 72, I went back in the end to get elytras. Things are just so much better when you can fly. It didn't take me long to spot one. Thankfully, it was pretty close to the portal. I wouldn't say shulkers are hard to deal with, they're just very annoying. This is hell. I searched some chests and found some very good but kinda useless loot. This is like some messed up version of Cookie Clicker. Attempt number 1 and... oh no. That was close. All my work was almost lost. Attempt number 2, I'm gonna be way more cautious this time. There we go. I got the wings, searched the chest for some, again, good but useless loot, and headed my ass home. As soon as I got home, I made one of the most useful items in the whole game, shulker box. I had been in the end for a while, and it was now the sunset of day 72. Day 73, I went mining. Diamonds. More diamonds. Diamonds. Diamonds! When I came up, I put Unbreaking 3 on my elytra and started to deforestate. I spent the rest of yesterday cutting down trees, and I did the same thing day 74. Did nothing but cut down trees the whole day. Right back at it day 75. The reason I'm cutting down all these trees is because I need a lot of trapdoors and a lot of deep slate for a gunpowder farm I'm making. I got enough wood, so I'm going to use the rest of it to get rich. Day 76, I got my final Fletcher. I probably won't get any more after this. Being rich in Minecraft is already easy. I went mining again. I still need more blocks for the gunpowder farm. Diamonds are always nice though. I don't understand why people say that it's hard to find diamonds in Minecraft. The day ended with me adding mending to my elytra. Day 77, I put mending on the rest of my armor. I also made a really good fishing rod. I don't know when I'll use it since I don't do much fishing, but it's still just a nice thing to have. I went to gather snow since the gunpowder farm I was making required snow golems. Day 78, I was still crafting all the supplies I would need for the gunpowder farm. It's expensive, but it's supposed to work really well. I gathered up all the materials I would need and started construction. When the tutorial said to build it over water, I think it meant the ocean, but this little pond should do. I have a feeling this farm will take up the rest of these 22 days to build. I'm not complaining though. I didn't really have any other plans. I'm gonna cut out most of the building. I don't know why I would want to watch that, it's pretty boring. I'll leave a link in the description to the tutorial though if you want to build it for yourself. It's a really nice farm. Day 79, I went right back to building the farm. The main reason I wanted to build this farm was for TNT, but I realized I could also use this for rockets when traveling too. As you could probably guess, I spent all day on the farm again. I worked on it all night and it was now day 80. 20 days left. I spent all day on the farm again. Day 81, you could probably guess, on the farm again. As I was putting on snow golems, you could probably see in the corner I left 2 trapdoors open on accident. This would lead to a major problem I wouldn't fix until 200 days. Day 82 should be the last day on the farm. I'm almost done. I made a ton of ladders for no reason. I really should have known I could have just used scaffolding. Also, I don't know how I lost today, but it was actually day 83. I just went to the top and AFK'd for the rest of the night. I went down at the start of day 84. I was only up there for maybe 15 minutes and this farm already gave me stacks of gunpowder. I just went to mine sand for TNT. I went netherite mining. Getting full netherite was really my last goal for these 100 days. This is probably the most efficient way to mine netherite. It was working well. Like, really well. After running out of TNT, I'm heading home with 17 ancient debris. And I'm upgrading the rest of my armor. It's just too easy. I also upgraded my pick. Usually that's the first thing I upgrade whenever I get netherite. Oh, I also put on some armor trims that I'm probably going to change later. I don't think they look that good right now. Day 85, I went back up to AFK. I still needed to upgrade the rest of my tools. Still AFKing day 86. And day 87. I finally went down 88 and collected the gunpowder. I really should have known something was off when I saw the snowballs. I really needed to find a desert for sand, but with no luck I went back to the nether. I swear, netherite mining is way easier than some people say it is. Still in the nether day 89. I came up with only 8 ancient debris after using over a stack of TNT. Whatever, that's all I needed, I guess. I got back up and upgraded the rest of my tools. I'm running out of days, so I decided now is a good time to get a happy ghast. Not exactly sure what I use him for, but it's just a cool thing to have. I'm just gonna wait around doing nothing till he grows. I had to go get some snowballs to feed him though. I'm still just waiting around for him to grow on day 90, although he looks very happy. It was early day 91 when he finally hydrated. I immediately fed him all my snowballs. I didn't really know what I would do with him, so I just put him on a post for the meantime. After that I was bored, so I just went mining. I didn't go mining for long though, because now I'm building a platform to look over all my land. Not gonna lie, I just wanted to build one more thing before these 100 days were up. I was running out of ideas. Don't worry though, I do have stuff planned for 200 days. I also fixed a small problem with my house that has been bothering me for a while. That looks so much better. Now I want to get a cartographer that would give me a map to a trial chamber. I had to look if the golems were watching before I punched them into place. He sold me a Plains Village map, which I didn't even know that was a thing. Day 92 started with me getting a toolsmith. I don't really need one, I just want to get every type of villager. I was trying to get a butcher, but this villager was making things very difficult for me. A butcher is probably one of the most useful villagers I can have at the moment. Food is always an issue. I was able to get him into place, and now he'll sell me food whenever I want him to. Day 93, I got a fisherman. I don't really get them much. These last few days are really just me doing small things I really should have done a while ago. Minecraft is a beautiful game if you think about it. I guess I'll say it here instead of at the end of the video, over this beautiful cinematic Minecraft moment. Please subscribe. It's free, it helps me out a ton, and I spend hours editing this video, so if you want to see more Minecraft, please subscribe. Day 94, I'm committing deforestation. Still deforestating day 95. Ah! Day 96, I'm selling my deforestation. This villager now sells me sharpness and mending. I'm happy, but also pissed. Ever since I got the villagers, there's been a lot of cats spawning and getting stuck in my boats. I might as well tame them, but that means fishing. And I never noticed until now, because I never use good fishing rods, but good fishing rods are actually really good, surprisingly. I tamed the 3 that were stuck in the boats. There's more, but 3 is fine for now. Day 97, I explored this part of cave that I never really touched on. I also got my first dog. Took me long enough. I went out looking for a horse just because, even though I never use it since I have an elytra. I found a horse that was acceptable and went home. I brewed some fire res potions. I should probably have these on me at all times when I'm in the nether. Now I will always have 2 on me. Day 98, I decided to bring down the iron golems that have been spawning to the main bit of the compound. All I had to worry about now was them going in the cow pit. I hate you. I have no idea how a skeleton got in, but the iron golem took care of it. I flew around for a bit looking for anything interesting. There was nothing cool around me at all. I went home disappointed. I watched the sunset. I knew this video would be over soon. I watched the sun rise day 99, and I also did my first harvest of the netherwort farm. I was bored, so I went back to the village to kill any survivors. There were no more villagers, so I just killed the cats. And the iron golem. Day 100. We're here. I went over to my platform to just sit there the whole day. I put everything in my shulker and just watched over my land. I spotted something weird with my gunpowder farm and went to check it out. Those 2 trapdoors, remember those? Yep. Remember when I pointed out those snowballs that were in the gunpowder chest? So a creeper had walked over the trapdoors and blown up. I was pissed. Well, I knew the first thing I was doing on 200 days. I also knew the second thing I was doing on 200 days, however. Hey guys, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. This took me hours to edit. It would help me out a ton, and 200 days is not coming for a long ass time. Bye! you.